Hello Internet, and yes, we are still on BattleSpot. You know, as you're watching this, you will know that the VGC ladder has been down for quite a long time on BattleSpot. So, yep, that does mean I've spent quite a bit of time backing up videos, scheduling them, recording them, weeks ago. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you appreciate seeing some BattleSpot videos on YouTube still. And as this is really going to be the last week that I am going to record, next week people are going to be travelling to Worlds. Let's just go full circle. Let's go all the way back to Gravity. This is where I started with Duncan's capture card, and now this is where we're going to finish with my capture card, still with Gravity. I hope you enjoyed watching, all of my collaborations, all of the videos with everyone in the last weeks. Necrocat, Will, Zog, did some stuff with Lio as well. Loads, quite a few people, and last week with William didn't go exactly to plan, I suppose. Unfortunately, we won 50% of the games, but it meant that the rating did drop a little bit. But whatever. It's the last week. Let's try and see if this Gravity team is still viable at all, and if we can win the games, I suppose, because everyone will know about it. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's hopefully get into some games, if anyone is actually still on BattleSpot right now. But yeah, we'll see. It's been a while since I've used this team properly. Did use Kyurem on the team with the Lipid on it. It's going to be strange using this one and not being able to protect, actually. Kyurem, with all of the weaknesses, is very appreciative of protect. I suppose the Scarf is just the other side with a massive special attack and a really powerful spread attack. A Scarf helps it take advantage of that as well. So if we get any opponents, we will maybe be able to use Kyurem. Maybe we'll maybe we won't get any opponents. Yeah, actually we find PokeChamp21 from the UK. I know this guy. Hello. And he's got, oh, this is actually a pretty nasty team. This is one of the sorts of teams that this one really doesn't like playing against. Yeah, nasty. I mean, Kyurem does obviously look very nice here. I do have to worry about that Ferrothorn though. But I think we will go with Sableye Kyurem, and I think I'll take Groudon as well. And I think Whimsicott is necessary here too. Yeah. So we'll go with these, but maybe if he does lead with the Ferrothorn, we might have to do some switching. We'll see. It depends on if he leads. Like if he leads with Kyogre and Ferrothorn, that is probably worst case scenario for us, those two. So we'll see, because there's lots of mind games there, isn't there? Because he could switch into his Rayquaza as I switch in the Groudon. Anticipating him to Gyro Ball into me. Lots of things could happen. So we'll see. I suppose we'll see what he leads with. He might lead with Raichu, as that is typical sort of fake out momentum builder of a Pokemon controller. We'll see. yeah. Actually scrolling along the bottom there. Your friend is online. Ah, and there you go. That's exactly what I did not want to see. Okay. It is a Primal Kyogre. I could just fire for Blizzard. I could switch to Sableye into Groudon and Fusion Flare the Ferrothorn, but then he gets a free switch into his Rayquaza and Kyurem is stuck into a useless move. So, this is the worst case scenario, like I mentioned, and I can't protect the Kyurem here. What do I want to do? Maybe I just want to fire off a Blizzard just to weaken them. Yeah, I'm just going to Gravity Blizzard. I could be losing both of my Pokemon this turn. If he does make a prediction and switches in his Rayquaza, fantastic. But I don't want to be in the position where I'm locked into Fusion Flare and he gets a free switch into his Rayquaza, and I'm stuck with Groudon out, and yeah, this is not good. and he can threaten with his Kyogre. Yeah, so, you know, we're going to get a nice amount of chip damage onto his Ferrothorn, but he will just be knocking me out with a Gyro Ball here, surely. Oh no, he's actually got Thunder Wave. Well, that's definitely interesting. Yeah, okay. You know, I could have switched Kyurem into Groudon just there as well, to take that Thunder Wave, or a potential Gyro Ball. Very interesting. Okay. Kyurem will still be faster than his Ferrothorn. I mean, the combination of like Water Spout and Gyro Ball will probably knock the Kyurem out, to be honest. So I'm actually going to quash the Kyogre here, just to maybe reduce Water Spout, if it is Water Spout damage, a little bit with Blizzard. I am just trying to get some damage off, because as long as I've got enough Gravity turns, I think Groudon and Whimsicott can maybe pull this game through. Getting some chip damage onto the Kyogre is nice too. I've got chances to freeze as well. Ha! And there you go. That was that. So we'll see if this is Water Spout. It is Ice Beam, actually. So predicting a Groudon switch there. Okay, well that's not the worst. Definitely not the worst that could have happened there. I mean, again, I don't want to just bring Groudon in, because... No, he's not going to bring his Rayquaza in this turn, is he? I don't really want to bring Whimsicott in either. Ooh, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe... I mean, another attack onto Kyurem will put me in extreme speed range, but, I mean, I'm already in Dragon Ascent range, aren't I? So, I'm just going to go for a feint, actually, onto Kyogre, just in case he tries to protect it this turn. Which, well, he tried to protect his Ferrothorn there. But I don't mind, like, I do want him to knock out the Sableye. It is Origin Pulse, so hopefully Sableye goes down. Again, I could have brought in the Groudon. Yeah, Sableye does go down. Critical hit on the Kyurem is somewhat unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter too much, because we do survive and we do actually get our attacks off. Okay, so Ferrothorn's down, but, you know, Ferrothorn wasn't too much of a problem for us. Wow, it's actually 1 HP as well on the Kyurem. Wow. I'm going to put Whimsicott in, because I think he's going to bring in his Rayquaza. I mean, he gets extreme speed, but if he does, he's got a guaranteed sleep turn the next turn. It's actually his Salamence, which I'm okay with as well, because Whimsicott will outspeed for this turn. I mean, yeah, I've been lucky here. Kyurem does not appreciate being paralyzed. Clearly. So, I'm going to Grass Whistle Salamence. The worst case scenario here is if he protects and his Kyogre wakes up. And he's got a 20% chance that he can wake up. But I'm just going to Blizzard again. I've got Whimsicott. As long as I keep Whimsicott healthy, I'm going to be okay against his Rayquaza in the back. You know, I got Rock Tomb on my Groudon as well to help there. I'm expecting the Salamence to protect here. But now I can Encore him into that. As long as he doesn't wake up with his Kyogre, we should be okay. And he doesn't. So there's no Scald, apparently, on his spread. He did show Origin Pulse. So that's not the worst of things. Could Grass Whistle Salamence. I could maybe slightly safer Encore it. But if he switches, then I would have much rather Grass Whistled. So I'm going to Grass Whistle the Salamence. And again, just going to go for a Blizzard. Again, another chance his Kyogre can wake up, but, you know, this hasn't been the best game, really, has it? You know, not a brilliant showcase, but this is something that Kyurem can do. They can definitely do it. Does Kyogre wake up? No, it doesn't. Does Kyurem move? Yes, we do. Okay. So, we will get to see his presumed Rayquaza in the back. And it won't be able to Mega Evolve, but that's not really the biggest of worries for us. Okay, so I mean, Rayquaza could have a water move as well. So we're still not out of the woods at all. I could Grass Whistle the Rayquaza, because I mean I think he will protect the Rayquaza again, but I think it is safer just to. Actually, we're out of gravity now, aren't we? Whoops. So maybe we don't want to do that. Let's think about this. I could Moonblast the Rayquaza. I think, yeah, Moonblast the Rayquaza and just try and Blizzard again. I mean, we are not in gravity anymore, so he didn't really need to Extreme Speed the Kyogre with so much urgency. Maybe Whimsicott is more of a problem for him because, you know, without him being able to Mega Evolve, I'm expecting a Focus Sash here, but without him being able to Mega Evolve, Whimsicott, okay, or not. Not sure that critical hit mattered, as it is a normal Rayquaza and there is no Focus Sash. Kyogre stays asleep. Okay. So we've been lucky. You know, this is one of the worst matchups, I guess, for this sort of team. You know, for this team. And he did pick the best lead for this as well. So, you know, my opponent here, you can't feel too bad about this. I have been lucky. I do concede that. But I want your ladder points, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to Moonblast you. And actually, the last move Kyogre used, I think, was Origin Pulse, wasn't it? So I think I can just Encore you into Origin Pulse and have the guaranteed win. So let's do that. So even if he wakes up now, okay, he doesn't get a chance to, then that's that. So yeah, Kyurem does not appreciate being paralyzed. There you go. It's all of the revenge coming out for that very scarring game against Joseph Richardson when his Thunderous paralysed my Kyurem and I got paralysed forever. And actually against Conan as well, the Razor in the Manchester mid-season showdown where my Kyurem got fully paralysed. Every turn I was going to get a big hit off. So some vengeance there, just onto the wrong person. So you know, sorry opponent. But you know, it is what it is. You know, we'll do another game, and yeah, this is going to be the last week of Battle Spot. I've recorded lots of Battle Spots for you, so again, you know, I hope you enjoy watching them. Ooh, this guy's got a really high rating, over 1,800 from Mexico. Wow, and that's an interesting team. Ooh, I like the look of that. I do like Aromatisse. I like that. Okay, so he's got Quick Guard, which could be a problem. He has got Chlorophyll and After You as well, which could be maybe a problem. Xerneas, 2 fairies actually. Ooh. This is tricky. This is very tricky. Because he's got 2 modes there. I'm expecting his Groudon to be really slow, because then he can take advantage of Trick Room and he can take advantage of the After You Chlorophyll. So we'll see about that. So I'm going to go with Sableye Salamence here. We're going to let Salamence do some work. I'm just worried about if he leads with either of his fairies. Do want Whimsicott, do want Groudon as well, but this guy's got a high rating. Let's see his team do some work. I mean, honestly, I'm not expecting this team to win, you know, too much this week. You know, it is quite an old team now. Everyone knows it. It's not perfect by any means, but ooh, well, there is one of his fairies. But, you know, if we split 50-50 like we did last week, then I'll be satisfied. We do get the Intimidate onto the Kangaskhan, which is nice. But, yeah. He's probably going to go Trick Room route, I'm imagining. I don't think he'll just Moonblast into the Salamence, but he could do. I can't taunt the Aromatisse either. So Sableye really isn't doing anything here. It's probably got a Lumberry on it, I'm imagining. So I am going to Gravity because I think it is important here. I could switch into Groudon to eat a potential Fake Out. But, maybe not. Definitely not going to Tailwind here. Could Hyper Voice, could Double Edge. Maybe I'm just going to Hyper Voice because, you know, it's probably a bulkier Kangaskhan. It would make it so that a +2 Precipice Blades definitely does knock it out. But it's probably just going to fake out the Salamence. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah, he does Mega Evolve, so if he is going to go for a fake out, he will be onto the Salamence. If he goes for a Trick Room and not a Moonblast, then I'll take that. But he actually could just easily go for a Moonblast there. In which case, Protect on Salamence would have been the play. So we do get Gravity. Aromatisse can't learn Hypnosis, as far as I know. So it's not like Bronzong, I don't have to fear that too much. It is Trick Room, okay. Well, now we do threaten with Quash. And when I say threaten, I mean I can get a bit of damage onto them before they knock me out. The Kangaskhan's probably going to switch to Groudon. That's what I'm expecting. So again, I'm going to go for a Quash onto the Aromatisse. I'm not going to Double Edge. I am actually going to Hyper Voice. Just because if he does bring the Groudon in, then it will put it into normal, neutral Precipice Blades from my own Groudon. He might Moonblast into the Sableye, but I don't think he would do that. I don't think it would be wise to do that. I think he should just Moonblast into my Salamence. Kangaskhan, if it stays in, it might Power Up Punch, and that would be a problem as well. And it is staying in, so half expecting a Power Up Punch here. And there it is. Yeah. So we've got some problems now. So this is the first turn of Trick Room. Okay, so, you know, we get the Hyper Voice, which is nice. Just some nice damage. He's actually got a Skill Swap. And he Skill Swaps from a Sableye, which is very interesting because Sableye is very slow anyway, and, well, it just means I won't be able to quash the Aromatisse. I suppose that's what it means. Okay, so I'm actually going to switch to Sableye into Whimsicott this turn and protect the Salamence. Will he, oh, do I want my Sash breaking? Maybe I don't want my Sash breaking, because I think he's going to Moonblast into the Sableye, actually. I think we'll just get some damage and protect here. Yeah, and when I say get some damage, I mean just, you know, a little tiny amount there. It is a prankster Aromatisse as well now. So, ooh, well that's interesting. We'll see what the I mean the Kangaskhan's bound to be attacking into the Salamence, and yeah, okay. So I really could have had a switch into Whimsicott there, and I should have, I suppose, in hindsight. But you know, hindsight is very nice, isn't it? Maybe I just need to let both of these Pokemon go down. Yeah, maybe. Because, I mean, Sableye could quash the Kangaskhan, but if he just Moonblasts into... I should have quashed into the Kangaskhan. Maybe this Aromatisse just does not have Moonblast. I mean, I thought it probably would have, seeing as... He's reversing the Trick Room, isn't he? Okay. Okay. Well, I can put Whimsicott in now and put his Kangaskhan to sleep and get a switch free into my Groudon. So, very interesting. Very interesting there. We'll see if the Kangaskhan's got Protect or not. Probably doesn't, but you never know. So this, I'm saying a free switch in because this is the turn I'm putting the Kangaskhan to sleep, and worst case, maybe he breaks my Whimsicott Sash with Moonblast, but he's not shown any attacking moves, has he? Okay. Okay. Well, this is interesting. This is definitely interesting. Gravity is going to be ending soon, though. That is the problem. So, Grass Whistle does hit the Kangaskhan. 9% chance of missing. Kangaskhan can wake up next turn as well, which is potentially going to be a problem. And Gravity does indeed end. So it depends on how safe I want to play this. Maybe I'm not in a position to play it safe at all. Because I can protect the Groudon, bring Sableye back in, get Gravity up, but then that's Kangaskhan burning another turn of sleep. +1, he probably can't knock out my Groudon in one hit with a double edge, but maybe he can actually. So I think actually I've got to go for a Swords Dance here and try and Grass Whistle his Groudon. Do I need to Swords Dance here? Maybe I don't need to Swords Dance here. I'm going to go for a Precipice Blades, and I think I need to hit this Grass Whistle on his Groudon. He might protect the Groudon, which is what he does do, so at least we're getting some damage onto the Kangaskhan here. If the Kangaskhan wakes up, he's probably targeting my Whimsicott. Ooh, that was unfortunate. I needed that damage there. I did need that damage there. Yeah, wow, that's not good. That is not good. I'm actually going to Precipice Blade, and I'm actually going to protect Whimsicott this time, because I think he has to target my Whimsicott. He might switch his Groudon out as well, and I think if he wakes up, he should be attacking my Whimsicott this turn. I think that's what he should be doing. So actually Groudon is faster, so that makes it an even bigger shame that Precipice Blades didn't actually hit last turn. If the Kangaskhan stays asleep again, then fantastic. And he does, okay. So he's at +1. And the Sucker Punch would hurt us. But now I think we can just Precipice Blade and bring Sableye in. Because this means we can get Gravity up in the future. This does mean we do need to hit both of these Precipice Blades, which, you know, is a little bit shaky. But otherwise, we might be okay here. Wakes up, does go for a Sucker Punch onto the Groudon. Yeah, I mean, we had to take that. And both of his Pokemon should go down now. Okay. So we know he's got Groudon in the back. But what was his last one? Xerneas, wasn't it? Well, we haven't seen, but his other restricted Pokemon was Xerneas. So we'll see, we will definitely see. I'm expecting it to be Xerneas. It could be Lilligant. It is Xerneas, okay. Right. Yeah. Like, I need to get Gravity up, and I need the Sableye to go down this turn as well. And I think he's probably going to Geomancy and not knock out my Sableye. That would be the worst case scenario. In which case, I don't get Gravity up and bring the Whimsicott in. That's still risky. I don't know, I just feel like this is I feel like I've got to do this, but he's surely just going to Geomancy here. I mean, if he does knock out my Sableye, then fantastic, but I don't think he will. He Moonblasts and Earth Powers into the Groudon. Okay. 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 Moonblast, Earth Power will knock out Whimsicott. Yeah, I think he just needs to keep doing that, really. And can't really beat that. Yeah. So I think this game is over unless I get a critical hit on his Groudon. I suppose that would be what I need to fish for here. So, you know, if he Moonblasts into Groudon. We should survive, but, you know, we're not even going to survive 2. Actually, the Xerneas is slower as well, so very interesting. We don't get that critical hit, unfortunately. And he does actually Dazzling Gleam this turn, too. So, yeah, it's just going to be Whimsicott versus everything now. Yeah. Okay, well, you know, like I was saying, I didn't think this week was going to go too well, but I don't know. I feel like this game, I mean, the game was obviously winnable, but what went wrong for us? Yeah, I mean, there were a few turns. I mean, there was that turn when I could have switched in the Whimsicott nice and freely. That would have been good. That last turn as well, if I'd protected the Groudon and brought in Whimsicott, maybe I could have tried for you know, fishing for some grass whistles. Yeah, not too sure really, but yeah, I don't think there's any way that I can win this now, is there? I mean, you know, a Moonblast, I need to put one of them to sleep, and even then I'm just going to get 2-8 KO by the other one, and the other one will wake up at somewhat in the future, so yeah, the game is lost. But, you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, we've had a, you know, we've split the video, got 1 win, 1 loss, so, you know, it is what it is. It is, you know, this old Gravity team, no changes at all, so, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully we'll, you know, win some games on Wednesday. It would be nice to, you know, climb above 1,700 again, you know, before the ladder ends. But, you know, if we don't, it doesn't really matter, does it? But, you know, thanks for watching this, guys. You know, please like and share. Like, I had a high rating, so we shouldn't lose too much points, actually. You know, like and share, comment as well. Hope you are still enjoying this battle spot, you know, recorded in the past for your pleasure in the future when the ladder is down. So, thanks you, and goodbye for now.